Hi class, today I'm going to be reading you the story about Enor the elephant. And Enor's special letter is the letter E. So here's an uppercase E, here's a lowercase e, and the E says eh. Listen, eh, eh, eh. The E says eh. Now before I go about this story anymore, I'm going to let you know that Enor does see a problem. She actually sees quite a few problems. And if this was a story in real life, some of these problems, they're emergencies and she would call 911. But because this is a make-believe story, she has another way to let other people know that there's an emergency. But most important to remember is that if you see an emergency, that you let an adult know right away. And you use your words to let them know, okay? So let's find out about the problems that Enor the elephant, our main character, finds in this story. So once upon a time there was an elephant named Enor because he had enormous eyes. He could see extremely well, and because he had enormous ears, he could hear extremely well, and because he did exercises, he had enormous amounts of energy. So we just learned some important things about Enor. Enor was the captain of the Elephants 11 emergency team. They were a group of elephants that were experts in emergencies. To show everyone they were part of the team, they always wore this emblem, E11E. That let all the animals know that they were part of that important emergency team. Enor had taught all the people and animals around to make a certain sound when they were in trouble and needed help. When his enormous ears would hear that sound, his enormous eyes would help find whoever was in trouble. So this was the sound that he listened for. Listen. E, eh, 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 eh. E, eh, 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 eh. That was the sound that he listened for. And if he ever heard that sound, he would repeat it back. E, eh, 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 eh. E, eh, 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 eh. He would echo it back. When Enor heard the sound, he would make the echo. The other elephants from the emergency team would hurry to help. They would follow the sound, and they'd listen really close for it. E, eh, eh, eh. E, eh, eh, eh. E, eh, eh, eh. Oh my goodness. So, Enor was working and he heard that sound. So he started looking. So, when they entered the forest that day, the Elephants 11, they had to help a family of elks that had been trapped by an explosion. The team had heard the elks calling, E, eh, 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 eh. E, eh, 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 and the elephants helped them escape. Another time they heard a really tiny call for help. E, eh, 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 eh. E, eh, 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 eh. And it was an elf, right here, an elf like one of Santa's elves, trapped in an elevator. They got her out too. Another time, there was a group of very exhausted Eskimos who had been experimenting with an engine. The elephants got the engine running so the Eskimos could go home. The Elephants 11, with Enor as their leader, helped many people and animals in emergencies. Be sure to remember their echo code if you ever have a pretend emergency. E, eh, 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 eh. E, eh, 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 eh. E, eh, 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 eh. And that is the end. Now remember, you'd only say that if you were pretending, because if it was a real life emergency, you would use your words and let an adult know right away, right? But we can remember that though for how we remember the letter's name and its sound.